We are a digital native. So, what is a digital native, you might ask? A digital native is someone like you and me that has been to the products of the internet. So, probably alam nyo naman kung ano yung mga products ng internet, di ba? Yung socializing, using social media, playing games, online shopping, and reading sports news, and lahat ng mga good things, and also some bad things na binibigay sa atin ng internet. Okay? And to tell you, internet is one of the key features, one of the key ingredients ng modern information and communication technology. Okay? So, tayo ine-experience natin yung isa sa pinakamagandang invention ng mankind, yung internet. And we are lucky enough na at our age, na-enjoy na natin yung mga ganong klaseng benefits. Kasi if we take a look back at our times, nung kasing edad natin yung mga parents natin, probably they won't experience kung ano yung na-experience natin right now. Okay, so that is in terms with accessing technologies and features of technologies. So sabi daw, without proper training, a swordsman can easily injure himself when wielding a sword. So in a simple term, kapag hindi ka nag-iingat at kapag meron kang isang matulis na bagay, as powerful as internet, is you will be injured. Okay? So, ganun lang din naman kasimple. Internet is a powerful tool and at the same time, it can harm you on the same way. So, that is our topic for today. Our topic that we're going to discuss today is the rules of Netiquette. So, what we're going to talk about on today's lesson is online security, safety, and ethics, some internet threats, protecting reputations online. So your reputation and your friend's reputation online. We're going to discuss what copyright is, and we're going to discuss contextualize online search and research skills. So the objective of today's lesson is for you to consider one's and others' safety when sharing information using the internet. Also is you need to consider one's and others' reputation when using the internet. And for you to determine and avoid the dangers of the internet. So internet comes with a price even though it gives you a lot of things for you to enjoy, but on the same time, it's a dangerous place. Okay. And also, for you to be responsible in the use of social networking sites. So, social networking sites such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all those networking sites. And browse the internet efficiently and properly through proper referencing. So, that is our objective on today's lesson, and hopefully after this lesson is na-realize nyo na itong mga objectives na to. Okay? So, let's start with a simple reflection. Okay? So, dito sa mga reflection na to is you just need to answer yes or no dun sa mga statement na sasabihin ko. So, no if you disagree and yes if you agree. Okay? So, there's actually a lot of reflection that we can come up on this lesson. So, take for example, since we're talking internet na din naman is, natanong nyo na ba yung sarili nyo kung gaano kayo katagal nag-i-internet per day? Answer. Next one is, natanong nyo na ba yung sarili ninyo kung mabubuhay kayo sa loob ng isang linggo na wala ang internet? Answer. How many aspects of your life depends on the internet? So, one answer that you may come up with is, syempre, yung education natin, di ba? Since we are on the blended learning, nagre-require tayo ng internet connection, ng connectivity, for us to deliver the learning experience, 'di ba? It's apart from the previous learning experience that we have, pero ito na talaga yung kailangan natin since we are in the pandemic and we need to adapt. Okay? So ano pa kaya bukod dun sa education, yung aspect sa buhay ninyo na nakadepende sa internet. So hopefully yung socialization ninyo naman is kaya nyo pa rin naman makipag-usap sa ibang tao na hindi gamit ang internet or not using chat, 'di ba? Okay? So sana hindi pa rin yung ganun yung buhay ninyo. Okay, and tanong, ito yung pinaka pressing concern. Ilang beses kayong nag-complain sa internet connection speed? Okay, so hashtag converge, hashtag PLDT. Okay, so yun. One few reflection question, mga pampainit lang bago tayo pumunta dun sa 5. Okay, so back on the actual reflection topic is we have question number 1. My computer has an antivirus, so it is okay to open most email attached like e-cards and video files. Yes or no? Next one. Your friend told you that his college application was rejected due to the fact that you posted a video of him doing crazy stuff at a party. You posted the video several years ago, but later took it down to protect your friend's reputation. Can your friend be right that the college found the video? Yes or no? Number 3. You and your friend play a lot of video games. One time, she asked you for your password she can help you level up and get in-game money. She promises to keep your password a secret. Is it okay to give away your password? Yes or no? 4. You receive an email stating that your mother's bank account is going to be forfeited if you do not respond to the email. Is it safe to reply? Do you think it is a yes or a no? And last but not the least is you forgot that your essay for English class is due tomorrow. While doing your research, you found a website offering free essay. Is it okay to use the essay from this free essay website? Yes or no? Oh, excuse me. So that ends our reflection. And this reflection, one way or another, syempre, is related for our lesson for today. Okay, so let's start with the actual topic. Online safety and security. Okay. So, the internet is a powerful tool. Alam na natin yun. And sabi nga, a great power comes with a great responsibility. Saan yun nanggaling? Kay Spider-Man, di ba? Praise yun na galing kay Spider-Man, which is true naman, di ba? Okay, everything so powerful should be handled with care din naman. Kasi it can harm you as it can give you power at the same time. Okay? So yun yung one way on how to interpret online security and safety. So, internet is powerful as it helps us to promote businesses. As you can see in the era of the internet popularity, ang daming online sellers, ang daming online business na nag-emerge, 'di ba? Maraming yumayaman sa internet. We have social influencers, meron din tayong mga nag-stream. So, it's a powerful tool to promote business and para mapagkakitaan natin sila. Okay, it helps you to gain new friends. So using social media for you to connect with new peoples and also in touch with the old ones, yung mga hindi nyo nakakasama, yung nasa iba ng lugar, you can still be in touch using video calls, using video conference and chat. So it helps you connect with your friends and families. And it's a source of entertainment. So you can play games, you can watch movies online. Netflix, and sounds is made available sa internet. Okay? So, we define internet as information superhighway. Okay? So, superhighway siya, ibig sabihin ng superhighway or highway is anyone can access it. Okay? So, it also allows any stranger to grab and place new information about you. Okay? So, it's not safe. Kasi nga, lahat is pwedeng pumasok sa internet. Lahat is pwedeng mag-access dun sa internet. So, kung lahat is pwedeng mag-access sa internet, mapabuti mang tao, masamang tao, is merong equal privilege on the usage of internet. And sometimes, and also most of the time, yung mga merong masama o yung may malicious intent is merong silang capability on accessing yung mga data na hindi dapat nila ina-access, di ba? Okay, yun yung tinatawag nating mga hackers. Okay, on which they can infiltrate sa mga security system natin. Okay? And even yung mga normal na tao is meron ding capability to have or to do destructive things gamit yung powerful tool na internet. Okay? So, we really need to protect ourselves online. So, it's not too late kung hindi nyo pa alam itong mga bagay na ito. And you will found out that most of this stuff is common sense. And the thing about common sense is it's not very common. Kaya kailangan pa rin natin siyang i-discuss. Okay? So here are some tips online na sana ay may sa puso ninyo, and we're going to explain this one by one. And hopefully is ma-implement nyo siya dun sa sarili nyong buhay. Okay? First step is be mindful of what you share online and what site you share it to. Okay? So, hindi lahat ng mga bagay, hindi lahat ng mga nasa isip ninyo, at hindi lahat ng mga thoughts, pictures, and videos is dapat i-share nyo siya online. Okay? So, it is easily to take a snapshot photo and automatically it will be on the internet. It will be on Facebook, on Twitter, on any other social networking site, di ba? So, be mindful lang kung ano yung mga i-display ninyo as it will be on the internet for a while. So, ano yung while na sinasabi ko? Pwede siyang forever nasa internet na. Okay? So, more on that later. So, it's a common sense na dapat pinag-iisipan nyo muna yung ginagawa ninyo. Okay? Especially yung mga pinupost nyo online. So, yung mga pinupost nyong rant sa mga kaaway ninyo, yung mga pinupost nyong mga picture at yung mga sineshare nyong mga post, hindi man sila nanggaling sa inyo pero shinare ninyo is meron pa rin yung gravity na magli-lead papunta dun sa belief ninyo or dun sa mga pinaglalaban nyo. Take for example, kung mag-share kayo ng mga post against sa administration natin, that will reflect as you are against our government, di ba? So, yun, be careful of what you share online. Kasi nga, meron din tayong tinatawag ngayon na anti-terror bill on which is sanctioned na by law yung mga tumutilig dun sa government natin. So, you just have to be careful. Kasi nga, aside from your reputation, pwede rin kayong makulong. So, be mindful on what you share online. Okay? So, another one is you have to read the terms and conditions. Okay? So, lahat ng pinapasukan yung website before you sign up to avail their service is you will be given their terms and condition. And ang kailangan yung gawin is you need to read it. Actually, medyo tedious ha. Okay, medyo mahirap siyang basahin. And I'm pretty sure lahat sa atin or even me is guilty na hindi nagbabasa ng terms and condition. Pero it's a good habit on reading terms and condition dun sa mga pinapasukan nating website, okay? And pinapasok natin mga services, okay? Another one is you need to check out the privacy policy page of a website to learn how the website handles the information you share. Okay? So, as the processor of our data and as the provider of our data, we need to have an agreement or certain guidelines on how the processor, so I'm talking about Facebook, I'm talking about any platform where you share your data, kailangan natin ng standards on how they handle the privacy ng mga data natin ngayon. Kasi sinasabi nga natin, hindi naman lahat ng data, hindi lahat ng information should be available on public consumption. So, kailangan malaman nyo yung privacy policy ng website na yun. Okay? So another one is you need to know the security features of social networking sites you use. By keeping your profile private, search engine will not be able to scan your profile. Okay, so ano ba yung mga security features na ini-implement ni Facebook, ni Instagram, ni Twitter? Okay, so you need to know that also. And the thing about security feature is nagbabago siya from time to time. Probably nakita ninyo na before kayo gumamit ng Facebook one day is meron kayong nakita na updated daw yung terms and conditions. So probably there's some changes on the security features as well kung nakita ninyo yun. Okay? And this is no-brainer. Do not share your password with anyone. Okay? So do not share your password with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your best friend, even your parents shouldn't have your password. Okay? Kasi ganito, if you share your password with your friends, your best friend, o kaya naman is yung girlfriend or boyfriend niyo is it's a sad truth na hindi mo naman alam kung hanggang kailan kayo magiging friend or kailan kayo magiging magkarelasyon. So, it is much safer na yung password ninyo should be keep on your own. And syempre, it also gives you a sense of privacy din naman as a person. So even though you are in a relationship, it's much better to have your password on your own. Yung parents ninyo, actually, they are not bounded to have your password din naman. So, meron akong narinig na kwento dun sa mga previous na tinuturo ko to dun sa mga estudyante ko. So, sabi daw, yung password ni girl is hawak nung nanay niya. At ang ginawa nung nanay niya is nakapag-break yung nanay niya dun sa boyfriend niya gamit yung account niya. Naigas niyo ba? So, using the account of the girl, chinat nung nanay niya yung boyfriend and then nakipag-break. So, hopefully you get the idea. Okay. So, do not share your password with anyone. I mean, anyone, kahit sino man. So, your password should be kept for yourself only. Okay. Another one is avoid logging into public Wi-Fi. So, public Wi-Fi is yung mga sa internet cafe, sa sa mga public Wi-Fi such as sa airport, such as yung mga coffee shop, okay? So, try avoid logging on doon sa mga dun sa mga public Wi-Fi na yun. Kasi nga, aside from you, there are some malicious people na pwedeng mag-hack doon sa account niyo while you are browsing the internet using a public Wi-Fi. So you'll never know kung sino yung may sophisticated device or knowledge on how to steal your data from you, 'di ba? So as much as possible and if possible, sana you need to avoid public Wi-Fi's or public networks. And don't be too comfortable using incognito. So, familiar kayo sa incognito, di ba? Yung tinatawag nating private mode. So, ang mangyayari kasi doon, hindi niya tinatrack yung history nung nung browsing. Pero, at the end of the day, pwede pa rin siyang ma-exploit ng hacker. And actually, kahit kung kayo ay nasa isang network na hinahandle ng isang tao. Your network address, your network history actually is hindi pa rin naman siya makikip private kung naka-incognito kayo, malalaman at maralaman pa rin kung anong ginagawa ninyo. Okay. So, this is no-brainer as well. Do not talk to strangers whether online or face-to-face. Okay, so yung iba is komportable na makipag-usap sa stranger. So actually, meron mga app na ganyan na they uh, match you with a stranger tapos kailangan mong kausapin. Pero it's a no-brainer, sabihin na natin na ano na malayo kayo at hindi kayo masasaktan. Pero napaka-risky pa rin na makipag-usap kayo sa mga strangers, whether online man yan. Siyempre, on face-to-face, siyempre, baka dalhin kayo sa puting ban, tapos kunan kayo ng mga ano, di ba? Ng mga lamang loob. So, do not talk to strangers. And another one is never post anything about your future vacation. Siyempre naman, kapag sinabi ninyo na pupunta kayo sa ganitong lugar, ang sinasabi nyo dun sa magnanakaw, ipumunta kayo sa bahay kasi walang tao. Tapos nakawan nyo yung bahay namin. Okay? So, ganun lang naman yung kasimple. So, do not post anything about your future vacation. Kasi, ang mga magnanakaw ngayon is hindi na lang sila yung ano, nag-aabang sa asulok, di ba? They are on social media na rin. Okay? So, they are finding a lot of information about you. Okay? And syempre, yung mga ano nyo, mga future plan ninyo, okay, yung mga itinerary ninyo, okay. So, yun. So, much as well, ano, do not post anything about your future vacation na lang, okay. So, add friends you know in real life. So, yung iba sa atin is guilty na pag merong friend suggestion, kahit hindi natin kakilala is ina-add na lang natin ang ina-add ng ina-add. Okay. So, syempre, add your friends in real life. So, hindi naman tayo nag-add ng friends sa social media para meron tayong taga-like dun sa mga post natin, di ba? So, dapat yung mga friends natin sa social media as much as possible is at least kilala natin, di ba? So, even not a friend, basta acquaintance natin, so kakilala natin, we can add them as friends. Pero wag lang naman yung complete stranger and you're going to ask them na mag-like dun sa mga post ninyo. Okay? And avoid visiting untrusted websites. So there are many untrusted website na possible na mag-exploit dun sa mga ano sa sa mga data ninyo kapag nagano kayo, nagpunta kayo doon. So avoid visiting untrusted websites na lang. Okay. So kasama na diyan siyempre yung mga porn sites, okay? Yun yung mga untrusted website natin. So yung untrusted website such as yung mga gambling, yung ano, yung deep web, kung nakapasok na kayo ng deep web. So also it's a risky thing to do. Kaya as much as possible avoid visiting untrusted website. Okay, next one is you need to install and update an antivirus on your computer. So, syempre, yung yung mga viruses natin as much as possible dapat ma-contain natin siya. At na-contain natin siya on our end kapag meron tayong antivirus software na naka-install sa computer natin. So, aside from installing antivirus software, dapat updated din siya. Kasi nga yung mga virus is nag-update din naman. So kung last year in-install niyo yung antivirus ninyo and crack siya, ibig sabihin hindi siya legal, and yung antivirus hindi niyo dapat i-update kasi nga yung crack niya mawawala kapag in-update nyo siya. It's useless. Kasi take for example, last year nyo pa in-install tapos meron na mga bagong strand ng computer virus ngayon. Edi expose pa rin yung computer ninyo. And ito, use only one antivirus software to avoid conflict. So hindi porke 3 o 4 yung antivirus nyo naka-install, magiging safe na and secure na yung computer ninyo from virus. So, one antivirus software lang dapat ang naka-install. Bakit? Kasi ang antivirus software class is nagra-run siya dun sa background ng mga devices natin all of the time na buka siya. So, ibig sabihin, kung meron kayong 4 na antivirus, meron ding 4 na program na nagra-run dun sa background at bababagalin nung masyado yung computer ninyo. So, dapat isang antivirus lang ang naka-install. Okay? So, also, if you have a Wi-Fi at home, make it a private network by, syempre, adding a password. So, you don't want your kapitbahay using your internet connection kung hindi naman sila allowed, di ba? So, you can add password. And, make sure na yung password is hindi yung default kasi there are some application that can exploit the default password scheme ng mga devices. So, pwede nyong baguhin yung password ng Wi-Fi ninyo na intended talaga or kayo mismo yung gumawa. Okay? So, avoid downloading from untrusted websites. So, ito na yung mga torrent. Okay? So, yung mga movie enthusiasts is nag-aabang ng mga torrent na mga available. So, avoid downloading that kasi one way or another yung mga torrent website naman is hindi naman siya legitimate. So sometimes kapag dinouble click mo imbis na mag-play yung video nag-run ng virus dun sa computer ninyo di nasira pa siya lalo, di ba? And next one is you need to buy softwares and not use pirated ones. Okay. So, there are many pirated softwares. So tinitweak yung mga softwares para magamit at hindi siya ma-detect ng manufacturer. Pero as much as possible is you need to buy software naman sana. Okay. So, hindi basta-basta rin kasi gumagawa ng software. And to give credit syempre dun sa mga gumawa ng software, and we need to buy din. Okay. So, and it is much secure kung sakaling magbibili kayo ng software. Kasi nga, if you have a pirated one, ang nangyayari is you cannot update it. Kasi nga, madidetect na pirated yung mga softwares na na ginagamit mo. Hindi mo siya ma-update yung mga sa latest features, hindi niyo siya ma ma-i-installan ng mga security patches kasi nga illegitimate yung software natin. So you need to buy legitimate softwares na lang. Okay? So do not reply or click links from a suspicious email. So take for example, you receive a message, you receive an email from your friend na alam mo namang hindi nag-i-English tapos suddenly nagbigay sa'yo ng isang mahabang English na message tapos merong kasamang link dun sa dulo. So it's very suspicious, 'di ba? Kasi nga alam mo naman tapos kilala mo yung friend mo na hindi siya ganoon. So bakit mo pa i-click, 'di ba? So there's a problem with you kung sakaling clinic mo siya or nag-reply ka dun sa email na yun. So best thing is to ignore it. Actually hindi lang naman sa email to nangyayari. You can see a lot of this sa mga text, yung may roaming number na aksidente at kung ano-ano pa. So be wary na lang sa mga ganong klase. Huwag nyo nang patulan as much as possible. Okay? Ignore and it will stop. Okay? So that is online safety and security. So another thing that we can talk about is yung mga exposed na information sa atin online. Okay, so let's have konting patalastas, simple activity. Let me just close this PowerPoint presentation muna. Okay. And ang gagawin ko is pupunta ako sa google.com and then i-research ko yung pangalan ko. Okay. So bakit natin to ginagawa? Kasi nga we want to know the information na available sa akin sa internet. So you can do the same. Okay, it's fun kung anong bibigay sa inyo ni Google. Okay. So on this one I have a LinkedIn account. Ito 'yon. And also, my YouTube channel is nakalagay din dito. Okay, sana nakapag-subscribe na kayo. And also, I have my Twitter account and the presentation that I am using right now. And also, I have a picture. So, subukan natin tingnan yung mga image kung talagang ako yung lalabas. So, thankfully, there are 2 pictures naman na related sa akin. And some other are unrelated siguro. There are others unrelated picture. Pero the thing is, kapag sinearch ko yung pangalan ko, makikita o kilala ko ni Google. Is this a good thing? Palagay ninyo mga bata, is this a good thing? Okay. So, some of you might think it's okay, di ba? Okay, so majority of us wants to be popular. Pero in one way or another, this is not safe, 'di ba? Kasi kung merong isang malicious na tao na gusto akong hanapin, kapag tiningnan lang niya lang yung buong pangalan ko, is malalaman na niya kung saan ako nagtatrabaho, kung anong trabaho ko, at kung anong itsura ko, 'di ba? Which is with disadvantage dun sa akin kung ako yung other end na magiging biktima. Okay, so sana ganun lang din yung isipin ninyo. So as much as possible, you need to keep your information private. So I think naging private na yung yung Facebook ko kaya hindi niyo siya nakikita dito. Ang hindi na lang private is yung LinkedIn and yung YouTube as well as yung Twitter. Hindi siya naka-private. So YouTube is as much as possible is pwede ko siyang gawing public kasi I rarely post some information about me on this YouTube channel. Ang mga nakalagay lang dito ay lesson. Pero kung sakaling critical information such as yung yung information ko sa Facebook ko, pwede ko siyang i-private. So, ang nangyari is hindi na siya nakikita ng search engine. So, kung kayo is you value your privacy and you value your security, it is much better to simply leave your account private. Okay? So, moving on, let's continue our discussion. Ang di-discuss naman nating sunod is we're going to discuss some internet threats. Okay? Now, so, there are a lot of threats on the internet. So, it's not a safe place, sinabi na natin sa simula pala nung lesson. So, what are some internet threats that you may stumble upon kapag kayo ay gumagamit ng internet? Okay, so let's talk about the first one, yung malware. So, ang ibig sabihin ng malware is, it is a malicious software. Okay, so it is a software that intends to do damage to your machine, to your data. Okay? So, yung malware, merong kanya-kanyang version. There are many versions of malware and we're going to discuss that one by one. Okay? So, the first version of malware that probably you already heard of is yung tinatawag nating virus. Okay? So, virus is a malicious program that replicates itself and transfer from one computer to another, either through the internet and local network or device storage like flash drives and CDs. So, virus like the coronavirus, di ba? Transfer from one computer to another. Okay, so ang transmission medium niya is internet and local networks. O kaya naman is yung mga flash drives natin tapos sa CD. Okay. So just like the coronavirus, there are many ways to prevent viruses din naman. So kailangan mo lang mag-install ng protective equipment. So protective equipment is we have mask, also we have face shield. So ang protective naman sa viruses, we need to syempre install antivirus softwares. Okay. Yun yung protection natin dito. So the thing about viruses is ito is usually kailangan siya ng human intervention to do its thing. Kapag merong virus ang ang flash drive ninyo, it won't take effect unless you double click the virus itself. So ano ba yung ginagawa nung virus para ma-double click natin siya? Ang ginagawa ng mga virus is tinatago niya yung file, tapos ang i-display niya is yung sarili niya. Ulit, tinatago niyo yung file, hinahide niya, tapos ang dinidisplay niya yung sarili niya. So, if you don't know the difference between the original file and the virus itself, ang mangyayari, syempre, nakatago yung original file. Ang gagawin mo is, i-click mo yung virus. And then, the virus spreads. Okay? So, it needs human intervention para gumana. So, ano naman yung iba pa? So, we have another type of malware which is what you call worm. So, anong pagkakaiba ng worm at baka siya tinawag na worm? Okay, so it is often uses a computer network to spread itself. So, ang worm class is siya ay nag-spread without human intervention. So, gagama siya, dadami siya ng dadami. Dadami siya ng dadami dun sa computer network without human intervention. Okay, so just like computer virus, it travels from one computer to another, pero this is without human intervention. So one of the popular worm na kumalat sa buong mundo is yung tinatawag nating love bug or I love you virus, which is made by two Filipinos na galit dun sa teacher nila. Okay, so mga IT students sila naggalit dun sa teacher nila and they made the computer virus para makaganti dun sa teacher nila. And it spread throughout the world and madaming nasira dun sa gamit yung I love you virus na yon. Okay, so it spread throughout the world, hindi lang sa buong Pilipinas. Okay, so that's how powerful a worm is. Another one is we have Trojan. So if you're familiar with Trojan war or Trojan horse, malalaman nyo kung ano yung characteristic ng Trojan. So sabi daw ang Trojan is it disguises a useful program but once downloaded or installed, leave your PC unprotected and allows hackers to get your information. So ang Trojan class is para siyang legitimate program pero at the end of the day, it contains some script para ma-allow yung hacker na makuha yung information ninyo. Okay? So another type of Trojan, kung napanood nyo yung Trojan War, so pinasok pinasok siya dun sa city, pero at the end of the day, nung kinagabihan, yung mga soldier pa lang laman ng Trojan horse. So that's a backstory kung ano yung Trojan War. Pero anyway, another type of Trojan virus is yung tinatawag nating rogue security software, di ba? So akala natin is antivirus siya, pero at the end of the day, siya pala yung villain. Okay? So yun. So it is intended to protect you pero at the end of the day is siya pala yung villain. Yun yung rogue security software. Okay. So, another one naman is yung spyware. So, ano ba yung ginagawa ng spyware? So, it runs on the background without your knowledge and has the ability to monitor what you are currently doing and typing through keylogging. So, it's spyware. Ibig sabihin nito, nadidetermine niya kung ano yung ginagawa mo dun sa computer mo. Di ba? If you're browsing a certain website, if you're typing some information, if a spyware is installed in your computer, the hacker can know what you are doing. Okay. And syempre, yung mga data na ini-input ninyo. Okay, might that be a sensitive information makikita yun ng hacker natin. So, keylogger okay, is an example of spyware that is used to record a keystroke done by the user. So, mag-ingat kayo sa mga computer shop kasi one way or another pwede dong may naka-install na keylogger. And ang ginagawa lang naman ng keylogger, simple lang naman, lahat ng tinype mo sa keyboard is madidetect niya at mare-record niya. So kasama na din yung username at password ng Facebook ninyo at yung pa mga chat na ginawa mo. So lahat ng yun is nare-record ng spyware. Okay? So beware dun sa mga gumagamit ng computer sa mga computer shop. So make sure na it's safe, it's trusted computer shop kung sakaling magla-login kayo dun sa mga social media account niyo kasi if it is accessible to everyone, tapos hindi secure yung computer shop ninyo na ginagamit ninyo. There might be a spyware installed at malalaman and compromise na yung security and privacy ninyo. So beware na lang. Okay, so the next one is yung adware. Probably kayo na nakakita na kayo nito habang nanonood kayo ng mga pre-streaming website on where nagpa-pop up yung napakadaming ads. Yung nanalo ka ng $1,000, ng $10,000, or 100 customer, kaya ganito, ganyan. Tapos, na-detect din nila na ikaw ay subscriber ng Converge. And since you are a subscriber of Converge, meron kang reward. So, that is adware, okay? So, nagsisend lang sa inyo ng advertisement. Okay, so that's adware. Syempre, it's a malware pa rin naman kasi hindi naman siya intention na makuha mo siya or ma-access mo siya. Okay, so adware. Okay, so next one is we have spam. Ano ba yung spam? So spam is unwanted emails mostly from bots or advertisers. So yung mga spam is yung mga para mas madaling ma-send yung mga email sa atin is instead of human, ang gumagawa na lang ng mga email is yung mga robots, computer programs na rin yung nagsisend sa atin ng email. So it's used to to send us malware. So specifically yung mga adwares. Okay, so since nga wala nang effort or hassle-less na yung pag-send ng mga email. So it was taken advantage by the hackers or malicious people to send us advertisement. So yun yung spam. Okay, so spam hindi yung kinakain. Okay. Next one is yung phishing. Ano man yung tinatawag nating phishing? So phishing is one act sa internet na ginagamit to acquire sensitive and personal information. So probably you have received an email na siguro na kailangan mo daw mag-update ng credit card details ninyo. So, doon kailangan mo daw mag-login ng username tapos password. So, meron kang nakitang message ni BDO, kung sino man yung bangko ninyo, na compromise daw yung account ninyo tapos kailangan nyo siyang kailangan nyo siyang baguhin. Pero yung website na pinanggalingan niya is hindi bdo.com, di ba? So, it's very suspicious email. So, kapag ganun, syempre, 'di ba, you know better, kaya dapat wag niyo na lang pansinin yung ganung klaseng email. And if possible is i-report niyo na yung ganung klaseng pangyayari. Kasi nga probably ikaw you know better pero hindi lahat ng tao is kagaya mo na alam kung ano yung nangyayari. So, some people may fall on that trap. And syempre, pag na-compromise yun, kasi ganito yung mga pangyayari, kids. Kapag sakaling nabiktima ka ng phishing website, hindi ka matutulungan ng bangko kung sakaling naubos yung pera mo. Bakit? Kasi, kusa mong loob binigay yung username at password mo dun sa hacker. Okay. Dun sa phishing, may-ari ng phishing website. So hindi ka naman pinilit. So ang mangyayari since nga by law ang protector ng data is ikaw, yung may-ari ng data, tapos yung processor, since ikaw na data holder, yung data owner is willingly binigay yung data dun sa mga may malicious intent, ay di talo ka dun sa kaso. Okay? So as much as possible is beware na lang. Okay? Lalo na pa napaka-vulnerable natin sa social engineering. So, familiar din kayo sa budol-budol, di ba? So, ganong klase lang din ang phishing. Okay? So, it's much technical lang, pero in a sense, is ganun lang din ang phishing, yung mga budol-budol gang na in-exploit yung emotion tapos vulnerability ng tao. Okay? So, another version of phishing naman yung sinatawag nating farming. It is more complicated ways of phishing that exploit DNS system. To put it simply, it's phishing without a bait. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, walang bait, walang pain. Yung phishing kasi kailangan mo mag-sign in tapos mag-fill up ng forms para makukuha sila ng data. Pero yung farming, since it's complicated and it's sophisticated at the same time, hindi mo kailangan ng mag-login ng form, hindi mo kailangan magpunta dun sa website on where they can acquire information. So, habang nag-browse ka sa internet on your usual routine, nakakuha na sila ng data. So, that is farming. Okay? So, those are the internet threats. Okay? So, hopefully is na-determine nyo na yung mga threats na posibleng expose kayo. And, syempre, all of us is vulnerable naman dun sa ganong klaseng threat. So, the bottom line is kailangan nating mag-ingat. Okay? So, another one that we're going to talk about is online reputation. Ano naman ba yung nasa online reputation? There are some point in our lives that embarrassing moment seems not too much a big deal, di ba? So, we are young, dumb, and broke, as the song goes nga, di ba? And the sad part about those embarrassing moment is it is very easy for it to be captured by a device and can be posted by the internet. But the thing is, with regards to those embarrassing moments, is it might be harmless at the moment, but in the long run, maybe 3 or 5 years ago, it can do damage to your reputation. So you need to be thinking before you do some clicking. Yun lang yung ibig sabihin nun. And I will drop some knowledge sa inyong mga bata. Okay. So, kapag kayo naghahanap na ng trabaho, aside from the resume that you brought to the company for the interview, nagkakaroon muna sila ng background check sa social media account ninyo to check your actual behavior, to check your actual self. Kasi ganito naman kasi yung pangyayari. If you bring a resume to the company, syempre ang ilalagay mo din is all good things. Lahat ng mga magagandang bagay about sa'yo. Yun yung ibibigay mo dun sa company, di ba? Pero the thing is, kapag pumunta ka dun sa social media account mo, It will explore and it will show all the things about you. Yung mga like mo, yung mga pinopost mo, yung mga sinishare mo, yung mga friends mo, yung music na pinapakinggan mo is all open with regards to your social media account. And the thing about those posts is matagal siyang nare-retain. And it will certainly be on that forever. Kaya you need to think before you click. Okay? Kasi sabihin na natin na naka-private or na-delete na, kailangan ninyong mag-ingat dun sa mga pinopost ninyo. And for sure, marami na kayong na ano niyan, na balita na ganung concept. Si Boy Jackpot at kung sino-sino pang mga jumakpat, kasama dun sa mga ganung klaseng scheme. Okay, so you need to protect your reputation and think before you click. Okay. So first is you need to have a consideration. So ask yourself first, would you want your parents or grandparents to see this? Actually, there are many posts sa internet, especially dun sa TikTok. I don't know kung ano yung mga nangyayari sa kabataan natin ngayon, pero okay, so there are many disturbing dances na ginagawa ng mga minor nowadays na na seems normal, pero I think it will be harmful in the long run. Kasi tanungin niyo yung sarili niyo, would you want your parents or grandparents to see it? Okay. O kaya naman yung future boss ninyo. O kaya naman yung grandparents ninyo mismo. Kasi nga makikita nung mga kaupo-apuhan ninyo kahit gaano pa katagal yung post na ganun yung ginagawa ninyo nung kabataan ninyo, di ba? Okay. So, be mindful na lang kung ano yung mga pinopost ninyo. Kasi you have no control kung sino yung mga nakakita sa post niyo. Take for example, kahit naka-private siya tapos naka-friend lang siya, only friend lang siya, hindi mo naman alam kung sino yung tumitingin dun sa screen nung phone nung friend mo, di ba? So you need to be considerate din dun sa mga post na ginagawa ninyo. Siyempre, sa iyo din, tapos yung mga sa kaibigan ninyo, okay? So you need to ask yourself first. Next one is you need to take responsibility. So, you need to take responsibility on your action, on your friend's action din. Tapos yung mga yung reputation din ng kaibigan ninyo. So, hindi lang sarili ninyo yung pinoprotektahan nyo dapat. Okay? So, you need to protect your friend's reputation din naman. And your family as well. Kasi ganito, kung magpo-post ka ng isang embarrassing moment doon sa social media nung friend nyo, I don't know the goal, kung gusto nyo lang sumikat or meron na kayong gustong patunayan. Pero it might be funny nga, pero at the end of the day, hindi siya magandang tingnan na kasira siya ng reputation. Okay, so kung palagay nyo makakasira siya ng reputation and para sa inyo is katuwaan lang yun. Hindi mo naman yun masasabi kapag sira na yung reputation ng kaibigan nyo, di ba? Hindi mo yun masasabi sa lahat ng taong nakakita ng post na this is just for fun, this is just a joke. So, as much as possible is you need to take responsibility. Okay? Okay. Next one is you need to set your post to private. So kagaya ng ginawa ko dun sa Facebook account ko, I set it to private kasi kaya hindi na siya nakikita ng search engine. Okay? So, pero be mindful lang din na there are ways on how to turn private into public. Pero ang kagandahan naman kasi sa atin, if we are not that popular, hindi naman tayo artista level siguro, di ba? There are lower risks sa atin na ma-hack or makuha. Ano naman kasi makukuha nila dun sa sa account natin, di ba? Pero as much as possible is kailangan din nating mag-ingat kasi you'll never know kung ano yung mga yung mga nangyayari yung pwedeng mangyari sa atin kung sakaling hindi tayo nag-ingat, okay? So, hindi mo alam yung gravity ng situation unless nandun ka. So, as much as possible is you need to prevent it na lang din. Okay? So, ayun. So, kailangan yung culture ng security is dapat nandun din. So, huwag kayong maging relax na mayapat kayo palagay ninyo sa sarili nyo is hindi kayo importanteng tao and hindi kayo pag-aaksaya ng mga hacker. You'll never be too sure about that. So, you need to protect yourself pa rin as much as possible. Okay? And another one is avoid using names. Okay? So, names are easily searchable from a search engine. Kaya yung ginawa ko kanina. Okay, it's a good decision dun sa iba na na gumamit ng mga ibang characters para matago yung identity. Pero as much as possible kasi ang goal ko naman kasi is para mahanap nyo ako kung sakaling you have you have questions. Kaya I gave up my full name na lang dun sa webpage ko and dun sa account ko. And syempre, ask, then report. So, ask your friend kung sakaling makakapalagay nyo, makaka-apekto yun sa reputation ninyo. And ask your friend na i-turn down yung post as quickly as possible. Kasi kapag matagal na siyang uploaded, there's a good chance na na-download na yun ng ibang tao. Tapos pag na-download na siya ng ibang tao, di pwede nyo yung i-repost ulit at wala ka ng control doon. So, if it is offensive, if it is risk your reputation, ay dapat i-report ninyo to ask it to turn it down. Okay. So, if you think it's inappropriate, di pwede nyo siyang i-report para mawala na yung post na yun permanently. Okay. So, that is how you protect your online reputation. Okay. That's online reputation. Okay. So, moving on, pupunta naman tayo dun sa tinatawag nating copyright infringement. Okay, so usong-uso to sa mga kabataan ngayon. Usong-uso to sa panahon natin ngayon. Okay, so ganito kasi class. If you are an author of a certain song, a certain choreography, a certain writing, a certain thesis or book is you are titled to copyright na tinatawag. So copyright is it protects the author dun sa para hindi magamit commercially yung mga pinagpaguran nila. Okay. And it is punishable by law kung kayo ay mag-i-infringe ng copyrighted material. So ano ba yung mga copyrighted material at paano nag-commit ng copyright infringement? Yun yung i-discuss natin ngayon. Okay. So first is we need to understand what copyright infringement is. Okay. So, as responsible user of the internet is kailangan natin malaman na not everything out there on the internet is free. Okay. So, yan. So, copyright protects literally works, photographs, painting, drawings, films, music and lyrics, choreography, and sculpture, but does not generally does not protect underlying ideas and facts. Okay, so meron pa rin naman tayong leeway, so hindi lahat is mapupunta dun sa copyright owner. So pwede pa rin naman tayong magkuha ng ideas and facts about dun sa mga literary composition na yon. Okay, so copyrighted material. Syempre, it's an intellectual property. So ibig sabihin nun kahit wala siyang physical form, kahit na sabihin natin hindi siya tangible, hindi siya nahawakan at madali siyang ma-reproduce. Take for example, a song can be sung by a lot of singers, 'di ba? Pero syempre, ang dapat may credit, ang dapat kumita at most is kung sino yung nag-compose. Okay? So that's in intellectual property. And that is what is protected by the copyright law. Okay? So, the next thing is we need to be responsible. So, even if a material does not say it is copyrighted, so maraming ganyan sa internet, di ba? So, you can find almost all the resources on the internet nowadays. Pero, since nasa internet siya, ang kailangan lang natin tandaan is hindi siya free and you need to question kung authentic ba talaga yung information. Kasi aside from the risk of being accused of copyright infringement is pwede rin kayo maging biktima ng fake news. Okay? So, you need to be responsible. You need to question kung sakaling valid ba siya. Okay? Kasi ignorance of the law excuses no one. Kahit sabihin natin hindi mo alam yung law at hindi mo alam na copyrighted pala siya, it doesn't protect you to a certain lawsuit kung sakaling nagkaroon kayo ng copyright infringement. So you need to be responsible. Kung gagamitin mo siya into school related material, so kailangan ninyong maglagay ng source kung saan siya galing. Okay? So, it is a sign of responsibility kung sakali maglalagay kayo ng source. And also, it is right na magbigay ng credits dun sa kung sino talaga yung gumawa. Siyempre, hindi nyo naman gawa yun. And one way or another, that research help you to learn. Ay di sana, bigyan nyo ng credits yung author, di ba? It's their rights na at least, mabanggit man lang yung pangalan nila. So, next one is, you need to be creative. And syempre, aside from paghanap ng mga idea ng ibang tao, is you need to create your own. Okay, you need to come up with something. I know every one of you is capable of creating something, di ba? Hindi tayo magre-rely sa idea ng ibang tao kasi we can create your own. Okay? So, wag lang mag-asa dun sa copy-paste. So, try to train your brain to be creative kasi that's the goal naman kasi talaga. Hindi goal na pinatuition kayo para mag-copy paste ng mga material, di ba? Ginamit yung mga resources ng school for you to be creative, to harness your brain. So as much as possible is you need to be creative. Okay? So it's not bad to have an idea from other person, pero you need to be as much as possible creative. And you need to know the law because there are some limitation to the copyright laws. Okay? So hindi naman porke ikaw ay isang copyright owner, ikaw na yung merong kapangyarihan. So there are some leeway dun sa law natin, dun sa copyrighted law. Take for example, sa Pilipinas, yung copyrighted material daw ay pwedeng mawala yung ownership nun sa lifetime ng creator plus 50 years. For example, if I created a song, tapos namatay na ako, so another 50 years, mabuboid na yung copyright. Unless i-renew siya nung siguro I think nung pamilya ko or any related kin para maging sa akin pa rin yung copyright material. Okay. And also there's what you call fair use provision. So fair use is pwede natin gamitin since tayo yung nasa academic purpose. For example, if we want to create some reflection to a certain book, pwede natin yung gamitin. Or kung gagamitin natin siya sa pag-aaral, pwede natin siyang gamitin kasi it is kasama siya sa provision ng fair use. Maliban na lang kung pinagkakakitaan na siya. Take for example, a song na in-upload dun sa YouTube, tapos hindi naman sa'yo yun, tapos kumikita ka na, di pwede kang kasuhan ng copyright law. Okay, kasi nga hindi naman sa yun pero kumikita ka, so dapat at least naman sana is nagbibigay ka dun sa sa original author. If you give some credit o kaya naman is naghingi ka ng permission, I think you'll be safe from copyright law. And to make it very clear, it's a law, ibig sabihin it's bounded by government and institution and may possibility na pwede kang makulong. Okay. So that is copyright infringement. And last but not the least is let's talk about online research. So on this era of online teaching and learning, there are a lot of online research kayong ginagawa. Kasi yung mga resources is at the tip of your fingertips. With just one click, makukuha nyo lahat ng information na kinakailangan ninyo. Okay? So, at this era, information we need is more likely already in the internet. Okay? So, halos lahat ng information ay nasa internet na. All you need to do is, you need to have a proper way on how to look on things in the internet. Okay? So, paano ba natin yun magagawa? Yung mga ganong klaseng bagay. So, first one is you need to have a question in mind. So, focus on the question you want to answer. If it's a series of questions, start with one. Never search everything at one go. So, ang search engine class, ang nahanap lang niya is certain keyword. As much as possible, 3 words lang, hindi buong sentence. Kapag nag-search ka ng isang buong questions, probably may hirapan ng search engine dun sa hinahanap ninyo. So, siguro hinahanap ninyo kung yung tanong ni sir or ni ma'am is galing sa internet tapos sinearch nyo yung mismong tanong, hindi nyo mahanap yung sagot. Okay? So, you need to have a question in mind. Pero, you need to be specific on your keywords. Okay? Kasi, ang daming magkakaparehong internet-related things. Okay? Take for example, kapag kinuha nyo yung Statue of Liberty. So, there are 3 statues of liberties class. Hindi lang yung nandun sa New York. Okay, so you need to be specific kung ano yung mga hinahanap natin. Have a question in mind. Okay. Next one is, you need to narrow it down. Pwede kayong gumamit ng filters to have the most appropriate results. So actually, may mga default filters na yung mga search engine natin. Take for example, yung Google. Alam ni Google yung location ninyo. I don't know if it is bad or good. Pero halimbawa, kung makikita nyo sa search engine niyo kapag nag-search ako ng weather, sige subukan natin mag-search ng weather to have you realize ko ano yung filter. Pag naglagay ako ng weather, makikita ko kung ano yung related sa akin. Tingnan nyo. So, 23 degrees Celsius na makikita natin sa Naga, Camarines Sur. Okay? So, alam ni Google kung ano yung malapit sa akin. So, ang malapit sa akin na lugar na pinunan niya is yung Naga, Camarines Sur. So, sabi daw, it's 25 degrees Celsius at the current time na nagsisearch ako ng weather, di ba? So, yun yung tinatawag nating filters. So, meron tayong filters. Okay. So, meron tayong filter na naka-default na sa mga web page natin. Okay. So, pwede pa rin naman tayong mag-add ng sarili nating filters. So, for example, pag maghahanap tayo ng Tom Sawyer, kung natatandaan nyo pa si Tom Sawyer. So, si Tom Sawyer is isa sa mga unang animated series ng ABS-CBN. So, si Tom Sawyer is pwedeng probably ang makukuha ninyo is yung totoong may pangalan na Tom Sawyer na tao. Pero kapag ninarrow nyo yung search such as yung Tom Sawyer animation, ay di yung makukuha nyo mismo, okay? So, for example, yung Samurai X is one of animated series din. At merong live action at merong animated series. So, you need to narrow the search na lang para mas madali ninyo siyang mahanap. Okay? So, yun. So, next one is we can use advanced search to filter our our search more. So, subukan natin kung ano yung itsura nun. So, makikita nyo, if you use Google, makikita nyo siya na nandito sa tools at makikita niyo yung advanced search. Okay? So yun yung advanced search na pwede natin makuha. Pag tiningnan natin yung advanced search, ang laman niyan ay ito. Okay? So using the advanced search is mananarrow niyo yung search. Okay, so pwede tayong mag-add ng region, last updated, yung domain kung saan natin siya hanapin. Pwede tayong maglagay ng praise. So this is an advanced search na available dun sa Google. If we want to have more advanced way on searching the internet using Google. So, meron namang keywords. This is from Bing. Okay? Bing, marami kasing search engine pa. So, we have Google, which is very popular. Pero meron ding Bing na search engine. Kaya lang hindi lang siya masyadong ginagamit. So, ito, hindi na natin ito masyadong i-discuss. So, last but not the least is you need to look for a credible source. Okay, so hindi lahat kasi ng nasa internet is credible. Hindi lahat ng nasa internet ay totoo. Hindi lahat ng nasa internet is pwede mo nang pagkatiwalaan. Okay, so if it is on the internet, you need to do some double checking. At magagamit mo yung double checking na yun kapag tumingin ka dun sa mga credible sources. Okay, so may mga reference na tinatawag para na pinagmulan ng mga documents na ginamit dun sa webpage. Okay, so I have to tell you which might hurt your feelings. Pero yung Wikipedia, which is yung kinukunan ninyo ng majority of your information, is not a credible source sa inyong mga research. Why? Bakit hindi credible ang Wikipedia? Kasi kahit sino is pwedeng mag-edit sa Wikipedia. Okay? So hindi lahat ng resource sa Wikipedia is legitimate kasi nga kahit sinong normal na tao is pwedeng na may internet connection is pwedeng i-edit yung content ng Wikipedia. Kaya hindi siya credible source. So ang mga credible source class is yung mga journal ng mga research journal, yun pwede mo yung gamitin credible source. Yung mga blog, yung mga established news agency, those are credible source na pwede nyong gamitin. So you need to have a credible resource. Tapos be mindful yun dun sa sa mga kinukunan nyo. Yung .org class, ibig sabihin nun is yung mga nasa dulo, yung .org, ang ibig sabihin nun ay na domain is non-profit organization. So net is network, and gov is government, di ba? Edu, ibig sabihin is educational institution. Take for example is Mabini Colleges.edu.ph. So it's an educational institution. Okay. So pwede kayong magtingin dun sa mga na as credible source. And .com ibig sabihin is commercial. Kapag kayo ay kumuha ng resource sa .com, ibig sabihin ginagamit nila, since it's commercial, ginagamit nila yung mga resource na yun to gain some money. At kapag ginagamit nila yun to gain some money, ibig sabihin they can tweak some information para maging favorable dun sa goal nila. So kailangan ninyong tingnan din yung mga credible sources na na kukunin niyo ng data. Okay. Meron pang isa, which is to give credits. Ito rin yung sinasabi ko kanina. If you are going to use fair use. So, syempre, dapat i-credit nyo yung source. Okay? So, there are many ways to give credits to a certain website. So, I'm pretty sure na ang kukunin nyo ng mga resources, yung mga website, yung mga webpage na available sa internet. Okay? So, ang kailangan nyo lang gawin is ito. Kailangan nyo lang isulat yung name of organization, okay, yung title ng homepage in italic, tapos kailangan nyo lang ilagay yung URL, tapos yung last date seen. Okay? So kapag wala yung name of organization, ay di yung title na lang. Ito hindi pala ito naka-italic. Pero here comes. Title of the homepage ay ito. Okay? Tapos yung URL, ang URL is, ibig sabihin is Uniform Resource Locator. Ito yun. Okay, simula sa HTTP, pag clinic natin yan, supposed to be mapupunta siya dun sa mismong webpage. Tapos, kailan nyo siya na-access, ito yung yung date kung kailan siya na-access. And then, ilalagay nyo yan dun sa resource ninyo. Okay? So, ito yun. And I expect na sana kung kayo ay gagawa ng isang research, yung mga, yung mga reference ninyo such as this one is naka-included dun sa gawa ninyo. So, it lower the risk of copyright infringement and plagiarism. And syempre, you give credit to the author. Okay, so two birds has the same tone. Nagbigay ka na ng credit dun sa author na recognize na yung author. And nag-lower pa yung risk mo ng plagiarism. Okay. So, ito yung topic natin sa rules of the netiquettes. Okay. So, in summary, we talk about that it is vital to consider what information you share because the internet is a public place. It's the information superhighway. And majority of us, as we are now exposed to online learning, karamihan sa buhay natin is exposed na or ginugugol na natin sa pag-access sa internet. Also, it is essential to know and apply ways to stay safe online. So, alamin yung mga threats and kailangan ninyong i-implement yung mga safety tips na diniscuss natin kanina. Okay? So, it's common sense pero I wish you make it a little bit more common na lang. So, we should be responsible on what we post. Siyempre, to protect ourselves, to protect our friends, and to protect our family. So, we need to be responsible on what we post. Kasi sabi nga natin, the content of the internet can be there forever habang buhay. Makita pa siya ng kaapu-apuhan ninyo. Okay? Okay, it also our responsibility to protect others' reputation. So aside from ourselves, we need to protect others' reputation na lang din. So hindi lahat ng nakakatawa ay masaya. Kung masaya man kayo ngayon, on the near future, there's a possibility na hindi na magiging nakakatuwa yung pinost ninyo. So be mindful dun sa ganyang klaseng consequence. And also, copyright law protects authors or producers. So yun yung diniscuss natin kanina. So ang sanction sa copyright law is yung copyright infringement, and it protects people with intellectual property. So yung copyright law, and it's important for everyone to understand the law to avoid being sanctioned. So sabi ko nga, ignorance of the law excuses no one. So you need to know the law. And when searching online, you need to narrow it down the topic. And last but not the least, you need to cite the credible sources. And syempre, you need to include the reference. Okay, so that's our topic with the netiquette. Thank you for watching.